Today, we are going to see what happened in episode 6 of Invasion on Apple TV+. Get subscribed and turn on the bell notification to get notified whenever a new episode is out. The episode opens with Anisha in shock along with everyone else at the president's announcement. As she and the other doctors are transported to the next town via ambulance, one of them begins discussing how a school was taken out by a recent attack. This causes Anisha to think of her children, which in turn causes her to demand that they turn around. When the driver refuses, she gets out and begins running back to them instead. After traveling a few miles on foot, she comes across a convoy of soldiers who were ambushed and eviscerated by aliens. She tries to make use of their armored transport, but is unable to get the vehicle started. With more than a little trepidation, Anisha takes a weapon off one of the dead soldiers before continuing to sprint back to her family. By the time she arrives at Patrick and Kelly's house, the sun has set and a storm is starting to roll in. When no one answers the door, she kicks in a window and climbs inside. It immediately becomes clear something is wrong when the house is dead silent except for a whistling tea kettle. Anisha's frantic search for her family is interrupted when she finds a strange black substance covering one of the walls. Things become exponentially more creepy when she trips over Patrick and Kelly's dog, who's been eviscerated and covered in the black goo as well. She barely has time to freak out over this discovery when something breaks into the house and starts making scary smoke monster-esque noises. Anisha responds to this by going full 80s horror victim, abandoning her gun and fleeing upstairs instead of out from the house. Luckily, she runs into a closet connected to the attic, where Patrick pulls her to temporary safety, while the creature's rumblings cause the entire house to shake. As Patrick warns her to stay on the attic beams and keep her voice down, Anisha is overcome with relief at seeing her children, who run from their father into her arms. The warm reunion is cut short by the creature moving beneath them again. Ahmed tries to assure his children and Kelly that the aliens likely want water instead of them. Kelly astutely counters that his hypothesis doesn't make much sense when one of them is doggedly lurking inside of the house. She then begins to panic, likening the aliens' arrival to a prophecy foretold in the Book of Revelation before declaring that she can't breathe due to a lack of air in the attic. Ahmed tries to calm Kelly down, which results in her turning the panic she's feeling toward him and his family. When she demands they leave, Anisha agrees, but Patrick stops her. His seemingly kind gesture turns menacing when Anisha insists, and Patrick points his shotgun at her. As far as he's concerned, an attempted exit may draw the creature toward all of them, thus requiring everyone to stay put. She attempts to take her children and leave. A scuffle ensues, resulting in Sarah falling through the attic floor. When Sarah begins crying, Anisha kicks in a larger hole in the floor and drops down to rescue her. Ahmed finally does something good and tries to follow, but is stopped by Patrick, who holds him and Luke in gunpoint. Anisha sweeps Sarah into her arms and hides behind a door as the creature begins searching for them. Unless you count the giant starro-looking thing from the end of episode 2, this is by far the best look we've gotten at one of the aliens up close. My description of them is dog-sized versions of those sticky wall crawler toys from the brief glimpses we got in episode 4 still feels APT. As the house begins to shake, Kelly steps back toward a soft part of the attic floor, and one of her legs drops through. Patrick runs over to help his wife, but is unable to rescue her before she's brutally pulled down and killed. Ahmed uses the gruesome distraction to gather Luke and escape from the attic. Anisha escapes downstairs with Sarah and hides behind the basement door. While holding her daughter, she notices that the girl has a bloody wound on the back of her head due to her fall. She then opens the door and sees Luke with Ahmed, who she quietly warns about the nearby creature that's now made its way to the dining room. Anisha tries to get her husband to meet them in the basement, but he silently implores her to follow him outside instead. While this seems like one of the rare times Ahmed has been in the right, the door he wants to leave from is barricaded, meaning that an exit from that area would produce a great deal of noise. After he refuses to heed Anisha's whisper-shouted warnings about this, she convinces Luke to join her and Sarah behind the basement door, much to her husband's chagrin. Despite having every reason to let him die, Anisha reopens the door to see if she can still help Ahmed. She spots the alien creeping up on his location, but is unable to warn her husband before the creature pounces on him. Anisha grabs the gun she dropped before, shuts the basement door, and takes the children downstairs. She then breaks out one of the hopper windows and ushers the children outside. She also manages to get outside moments before the creature arrives downstairs to kill them. She and the kids make it to Brian's car just as he's running outside too. Instead of demanding them to stop, he tosses Anisha the keys and tells her to start it. She gets Luke and Sarah inside the vehicle and starts it up while Brian reloads his shotgun. Before she's forced to make a decision on whether or not to help the old man, the creature jumps out and attacks him. Anisha screams and puts the car in reverse, slamming it into a tree and getting back wheels stuck in the wet mud. As she tries to power the vehicle free, the alien jumps onto the hood and busts through the windshield. Anisha screams for her children to crawl into the very back of the car before aiming the gun and firing at the creature. When this proves to be completely ineffective, she throws the gun followed by any nearby object she can find. She eventually grabs the weird black rock her son had been covetously hiding, but also saw fit to leave in the car, and stabs the alien with it. This predictably results in the creature's death. After shoving the alien's husk out of the car, Anisha is just about to leave when a badly injured Ahmed emerges from the house. Despite all the awful things he's done, she can't help but feel relieved to see her husband alive. She runs out and helps him into the car, where he gratefully holds his son's hand. With her broken family alive and together against all odds, Anisha powers the vehicle out from the mud and drives them away. Thanks for watching till the end. Do like and leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.